So today on SideQuest Live, we're going to be listening to the season finale, episode 13 of Shadowrun, recorded on my buddy Steve's game, and I hope you enjoy. Without further ado, let's dive in.
Well, so I've again titled this the Shadowrun that's supposed to be on SideQuest Live. So do I have to be Todd? Hey, internet, good to see ya. We stream things, or Todd does, and insert what he usually says here.
Nice.
We're gonna call this the season finale of the season, what I'm calling season 2, our Shadowrun. I don't even know if our group has a name. I don't think so.
I guess not.
We should.
If you haven't, Steve, secretly roll for Gerald's death.
Oh yeah. How am I supposed to roll that again?
I don't know. Make up something that seems like it's likely he's gonna die soon.
We talked about that. Like, it was a specific flaw you added, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Basically, it's say roll 2d6, and if they're ones, he's dead or something. But that seems so unlikely. It's only a 1 in 12 chance.
Yeah, because there was a there was a specific flaw we picked for that. So just to introduce what's going on, our Shadowrunners have we jumped ahead a bit from the last episode, or saying our Shadowrunners have gotten away clean. The last conversation they would have had with Flirp was things are a bit hot, let's just chill out for a little bit. But it'll, if you guys want to continue on later or not, or who knows what. But Shadowrunners have some karma that they've earned along the way, and then I kind of surprised our players yesterday with a text saying, I'm gonna give you an extra 36 karma. So narratively, let's just say that was Flirp saying, here's some don't screw me over money that you could either call money or karma, however you want, in however your character wants to use it. And so what we're gonna do is I'm going to kind of turn over the narrative control to each of our players to talk about what their characters are doing to advance themselves, to gain skills, buy things, sleep for a month, whatever. And then I will just be whoever they need to interact with.
I've actually got a question for you, Steve. Is my character able to sell any of his old clothing, like that Armante suit and the Explorer jumpsuit I don't use?
Yeah, you could sell it, and I mean, we could roll for how much you get for it. That's easy.
Yeah. You sell it to your fixer.
Yeah, you could probably actually sell it.
I feel like it would be awesome to get a coat to go with my new suit. So I saw this thing here. So if it says +4 armor, that means it's additional, right? Like I'm wearing it over top.
Can I make a suggestion?
Can you
have like some kind of eBay auction site and auction it off on your social?
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of like that. Maybe that's like the last thing I do before I get rid of my break art perk is green streak exclusive, combat worn.
So we had, I don't know if I think there was a version of this in one of the versions of Shadowrun, but we used to have a house rule that when it came to layering armor, if armor is a single layer, you get whatever its stats are, right? But if you start layering it, for every point that your armor goes over your combined body and strength rating, you lose mobility.
Okay.
Essentially saying
to answer your actual question, I think that some pieces of armor are labeled as plus an amount and others are a flat amount. So I think that inherently has a layering aspect.
Yeah, the great coat, it says 12 or +4.
Let's
Right.
ask
So-
ChatGPT.
There you go. So if you're adding it, that essentially is how they've dealt with the problem we were trying to solve. It must have been in.
Yeah, it's the Mortimer of London Argentum coat. It increases my social limit by 1, -3 for concealability, and +1 dice pool on social tests. And it sounds awesome.
I still
And
have
also,
your,
I feel like a suit's always way cooler when you got a sweet coat to go with it.
I still have your guy open. So is any of you ready to kind of like, who wants to go first? Narrate. But Bill sounds like he's thought about it for a while.
Yeah, I've had some thoughts about it.
Okay, so Gerald it's been, let's say, 6 months since the team was last together.
Oh wow.
What's Gerald been up to?
So Gerald's spent a good bit of time early on, early in those 6 months, trying to call in some favors from old contacts he worked with in the military. And he basically was looking to source equipment to add to his helicopter. Parallel to that, he's been working with Bliss to get the data that he's looking for from Beatrice.
So, Bella,
Yes.
Gerald contacts Bliss. It's been, how long would Gerald have waited?
A few weeks.
A few weeks. So, been a few weeks. You get a message.
Probably
from-
not even that long. Probably pretty quickly. Let's say a week.
Okay.
He's chomping at the bit a little.
So a week after, you guys finish off with the truck warehouse shenanigans. Gerald,
Bliss, I need your help. I can trust you, right?
Yeah, of course. What's up? Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm having some problems with Beatrice. I need you to come by. Wait, I can come to you. Where are you?
I'm not a doctor. I can't. What can I do to help with Beatrice?
I trust you. I trust you can figure this out.
Okay. I'm free now. Come on over.
Okay. He'll drive over in Kat's old van
of course he will.
and bring Beatrice with him, and Botress, of course, as well as there. And he gets there, and you see that Botress is carrying Beatrice, who's unconscious.
Holy.
And
Gerald.
Gerald is limping towards you.
What
this
the
game.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, so it's really important. There's something in her brain that we got to get out. And I'm pretty sure the technology's still got to be in there, because I don't think anyone could have gotten it out safely. You're the only person I know that could get it out, considering she no longer has a data jack.
Okay. Sure. Whatever you need. I'll take good care of her.
So
She's less important. We got to get the information out.
Uh,
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, she's important, but let's get the information out.
oh, Gerald, you're confusing me so much. This is your wife?
She was my wife. She's been dead a long time. Remember? Listen, it's really gonna be worth your while and our while.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. Is there anywhere I can plug in to get potential access?
So this is where your technomancery would come in, because you can sense, especially once you're close to her, you can sense all of her equipment in her head.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you would have access to it, almost like there is already a wire there.
All right.
Yeah, so there was one of her immersion thing. Just trying to look at your sheet. The skin link. So essentially,
Yes.
yeah, you can just touch her, and you should be able to connect. Would need a hardware test.
With Skin Link, yeah. Just looking. That's 9. Give me 2 seconds, sorry.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that the dice are going to be nice to me tonight.
Yeah, it's a really like. There's no way that Bliss can totally fail this test unless you critically glitch on the first one. That's the only way I'll say you fail it, because it's just
Nope.
about how long it'll take. She can do this.
3 successes.
Yeah. So it actually takes kind of an average amount of time. So you can you get in and so there is a chip in her head and it's kind of damaged. Not the chip, but the system the chip is in, let's say, is damaged, right? This was a piece of cyberware that used to have a data jack. Data jack's dead. And so there's basically, it's just file storage in her head. But you can access it.
Okay. And I get help from my data sprite. Would that help me at all?
Yeah, it just would make it go faster.
Yeah. So yeah, I would use them to help me out.
Sure. So I won't even make you roll for that. You request the help from the sprite. Basically speeds things up. You have to do a little bit of cracking. You're essentially trying to like figure out what the password is to this thing. You're getting pretty good at that with the help of the sprite too. Actually, just like it might feel like a while to Bliss, but you know, in Gerald's perception, it takes a matter of seconds. And then you come back and you're like, yeah, I'm in. It's a bunch of numbers. Essentially, it's just the numbers.
0s and 1, baby.
Okay, amazing. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, this is. He starts like holding his chest a little bit. He's really
Okay.
excited. Botress comes
Gerald?
over and like checks his vitals.
Gerald, can
I
you
gotta sit down.
please?
I gotta sit down.
Okay. I mean, this is great. Yes. Can you please explain to me?
You see him like.
What
crack
is
open
this
a pill bottle
information?
and pop a couple pharmaceuticals.
Heart pills. What is going on? What is the information that's supposed to be here?
This code is so large that you wouldn't really be able to recite it, but you can certainly copy and store it. And so then he says, okay, you are my new best friend, and I am your best friend. and you
Okay.
need to copy that code, and you and I are just gonna go have a real nice payday, and we'll split it 50-50.
Okay, okay, cool. You know what, Gerald? I feel like I should trust you.
Shouldn't?
And
Say
should. Considering she trusts nobody
Yeah.
other than probably His Majesty. Or not his, yeah, His Excellency. So, let's go.
Okay, so Gerald starts to he grumbles something in excitement and starts to hobble towards the exit. Botress grabs Beatrice and follows behind. Gerald motions with his cane for you to follow, and everyone heads out to the truck. And we go on a
Off we go.
helicopter tour.
Woohoo! She does feel safe in your helicopter for some reason.
Sorry, Bliss, did you say you were going to bring along His Excellency?
No. I was just saying His Excellency is the only person I probably totally trust. But she feels like she's going to trust Gerald on this one.
Yeah, right on. So you guys are in the helicopter. Yeah, you know where you're heading, Gerald. Where are you heading?
There's a bank in Midwestern America.
So it's
in
like
small town.
it's like a 6-hour flight or something, probably with that thing.
Sure, it just had a speed upgrade, so 5-hour flight.
Sure, 5-hour flight. We're rounding here. It's in Midwestern America. Somewhere. Yeah.
So let's say, for fun, let's say somewhere near Colorado.
Okay. So I know what it is that you're looking at. I'm gonna make a roll, see what's in there, but you can continue getting there.
For what it's worth, from Gerald's memory, it's multi-millions worth of not new yen, something else.
Okay. So what can I roll to be more specific?
To be more specific with, sorry.
What is there?
Oh, yeah. So, again, if you know of Gerald that he always knows, and he has the information, and he has plans, and he doesn't tell them to people unless they ask. So you may have at this point gotten used to asking him what the fuck is going on.
Well, I've asked several times. He's just not telling me.
Yeah, he's just not super generous with his information.
Fair enough.
Listen,
She will.
It's a key, okay? You've got half a key. I've got the other half. This is gonna make us rich.
Is she gonna be okay?
She doesn't even remember she had it.
Oh, okay.
He jumped out of this airplane helicopter with me, trying to escape so that she could have all the money to herself. That's where she disappeared from, however many years ago.
Oh.
She tried to double cross me. But I was smart, see? I got her parachute.
Okay.
I thought she was dead.
I had no idea you had such a dysfunctional,
Dysfunctional. He pokes you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, let's be honest, Gerald. It's not the most healthy relationship, my friend.
Nobody ever said it was.
I just had no idea. This explains so much. and Bliss is like going through her memory, thinking about that odd interaction when we first found Botress. Because she always thought Botress was there because he missed Botress.
So,
And yeah, she's a little
for the
confused.
backstory, Botress was his failed attempt to download her brain,
Botress, yeah.
Beatrice's brain, before he was going to get rid of her, and then she decided to get out of there anyway.
Right.
And after the robot mind link didn't really work, and
Then, yeah.
Botress never got anything about codes.
Well, so much is explained now. I feel like, Gerald, we've hit a turning point.
Yeah.
I
So
appreciate you trust me with this.
let me know when you guys are there and you want me to get into the retrieval of this.
Yeah, so I can say there's probably not much other eventful things that would happen en route. I'm trying to think if there would be a reason to invite the other characters along, but he's probably too greedy to do that.
Yeah.
Gerald's very much out of bucks to give, so that seems on par with him. Okay, so you guys go to this bank. You land, basically down the street, closest place you can. You'll have to stroll on over there. You come to the front of the bank. It's a very nice bank, big vault, many safety deposit boxes. Greeted at the door. Coffee, tea, water. What can we do for you?
Daryl just kind of grumpily hobbles in, slaps his identification on a counter, and is like, "Give me my box."
Yes. Give me just a moment. Guy goes off. Just verifies a few things.
He gives them the box code too, code number, whatever.
Right. He's just doing some stuff in AR. Comes back and says, I will just need a manager to come and access this with you, to have the secondary key, but everything else seems to be in order. Yeah. Be with you in a minute. So he takes off, comes back with another kind of just mature looking person who says, okay, if you'll come with me, we can access this. We'll just need you to enter your code on that. I will enter mine on this. Thumbprint, retinal scan, DNA sample, and you'll be in.
Yeah, so he provides all of that stuff, and with the code, he nods to Bliss when it's her turn for her half. So he basically, essentially, I'm imagining it's like a digital code that, you stick a USB stick in sort of thing and it reads it.
Yeah.
Do I have to give all the same stuff? Retinal scan, DNA, or just Gerald?
No, they're going to ask you for that as well.
Okay.
So Gerald would know that means that Bliss can't open this box.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be Beatrice.
Yes, so then she is also there. He's like, oh yeah, Beatrice, Botress, bring her in.
Is she conscious? Let's see if she's conscious. Did you try?
He had drugged her.
How long ago?
God.
A GM amount of minutes ago.
Okay, she is not awake right now.
Great.
Botress just sits her down and stand like in a comfy chair by the corner and just kind of looks at you.
So Gerald to the manager like brandishes his cane and be like, "Listen, she's has trouble staying awake, and that's why we've got this robot to carry her around and help us out. She's here though, and there she is. You want her thumbprint and DNA? This is our daughter." He points at Bliss.
Hi.
Bill. No social skills, obviously.
What do you mean?
Let's default to charisma. You can roll that if you want.
And you thought we wouldn't be rolling.
We'll try to limit it here.
Can I help him with my
One hit.
with my
Leadership?
leadership?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do that, please.
Since I'm with him, I figure I'll do my part.
So essentially, yeah, your way of helping here would just be to like go on with it. Oh, you know, my parents are.
Sorry, I'm also.
something like
I
that.
forgot. Sorry, I'm also uncouth. So that shouldn't have been 3 dice. That should have been 1. Let me try that again.
Okay, add 2 extra.
So 3. So leave it as it was. That's fine. So
Okay,
you
so
got your
1.
1 hit. So bank manager is just very like, oh, are you sure you don't want to come back at another time? Like, when she's
At this point,
feeling a
I'll
little
pipe up.
better? Yeah.
I'm so sorry, sir. My mother's not well, as you can see. She's getting up there in years. So is my dad. We would just really appreciate if we could do this today. It's a long trip for us to get here. That's why she's so tired. It was like 5 hours, so it'd be great. You're a really awesome guy. And if you ever need any help with anything in your computer system to make it more secure, I will help you.
We're good for a computer system. Just give me one moment. Just walks away, and then talks with somebody, and then comes back and he says, "It looks like she's sitting up. Is she ready now?" She actually does. I was just rolling in the background for her. So Beatrice actually kind of like her eyes start to flutter a little bit, and one of the kind of administrative assistants has gone over there with a glass of water and is talking to her nicely.
And I'll just kind of look at her. Hey, Mom, it's okay. You're doing good.
Yeah. Sure.
Listen. Yeah, we're here, baby. Get over here and stick your face in that and touch the thing with your thumb. You gotta open up the box.
Oh, is this where we put where we were hiding the Easter egg?
Exactly.
Hey, I don't think I remember all the numbers though, Gerald.
That's okay. We've got the numbers.
Okay, so she comes over and the scans and everything work, and then Bliss, you're gonna have to put the number in
I will.
because she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I will enter the code that I was
Beatrice, did you
able to
forget when
pull.
you gave it to our daughter?
Oh, our daughter? She's like totally clueless.
Yeah.
No idea.
Hey,
There's-
Botress, it might be time for Mom's medicine.
Great idea.
She's like barely awake. She's like super dopey, and so Like,
Botress comes over with a needle and just like twink, and she goes out again.
okay, so she carries her and sits her down. So you're so when you enter all that stuff, basically a box ejects, and the guy, like, he's behind another door, comes to the manager. He says, okay, if you'll just follow through that door, points you to kind of go another door, and he enters through a second door and allows you into a room, and he places the locked box, or the unlocked, unopened security deposit box in there, and then closes the door, and if you need anything, just hit the button on the wall, and I'll be back right away. When you're finished, we can we'll just have you confirm that we've reinstalled it into the safe. And he leaves.
So with reverence, Gerald hobbles towards the box and gently takes it and starts to lift it, and then he falls over.
Gerald? Gerald? Dad? Dad? They're not there, right?
No, it's just the two of us.
Oh, shit. I kind of kneel down and starts kind of just hitting her face a little bit, like, Gerald, wake up.
So Gerald, does he wake up?
Let's see. He does. He starts to like grumble and be like, "Who hit me?"
Me. You passed out.
He hits you back, but it's like a feather.
Jesus Christ! What did I get myself into?
Open the box. He's like sitting on the floor, his back towards the table. The box is like up behind him.
Okay, and I pick up the box and I open it.
Now Steve gets to tell us what's in there.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So what it is the codes, and you recognize it, Gerald, what it is. Bliss, you don't understand. You would have to like Gerald would have to allow you to kind of like read it. It's a collection of storage drives, slightly older stuff, but what's on it, Gerald, your memory is jogged by the label, is satellite access codes for the entire UCAS military network, as well as their military spec hacknet software. So that would be you can create basically a personal tactical network, which will connect
basically going to give you like Overwatch powers anywhere in the world.
Yes. Yeah. So if you looked at it, it's a personal integrated tactical network essentially, but this is the UCAS's one generation older version that was being retired, and you stole it. And it's not necessarily anywhere like you can get really old ones that are kind of just hitting the market for personal use, right? Where people would buy this and have their bodyguard entourage use it. There are some of the, say, let's say like Knight Errant or Lone Star have their versions, which are not sort of military focused. They're law enforcement focused, so they don't really do the same job. But this personal integrated tactical network software is insanely illegal and valuable. It's probably around a 32 if you were going to roll to buy it. It's just impossible. But somehow you idiots managed to find it. And the satellite information was a separate thing. So you all of a sudden have codes. How old they are, whether or not they're still valid, is questionable. But they're definitely more recent than the network software. So if you were going to estimate that,
there's no one else I would have trusted with this.
yeah.
Can I tell, because you said it's very outdated, kind of, I'm guessing like a floppy disk kind of thing?
Well, no. Let's say, okay,
Not that outdated?
to us here players, our present generation, it would be like
Yeah.
early Blu-ray. It's only that old.
Okay, early Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, like, can I tell the kind of age of the technology and the, like, where the technology is from, seeing as that's kind of my thing, is old hardware?
So like, you know, it's maybe 10 years old, give or take. Like the actual hard storage devices, if you were going to go buy them off the shelf, you would have bought them off the shelf 10 years ago, right? But it would have been pretty advanced stuff back then. So, and it's mil spec, so it's stuff that's probably only hit the civilian market in the last couple of years. That's why you would recognize it.
Yeah. I just look at Gerald and I'm like, wow. I don't know where you got this, but wow.
That's the funny thing is I don't know where I got it either, because it was Beatrice that got it, and she doesn't know where she got anything.
There's one more thing in there too. It's handwritten on a piece of paper, and it is an account number to a bank in Irnanog. And it's got it has it has a number which is 9 million. So you can one of you look at that account number. And give me a roll of some kind. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a roll. This. Bliss could roll. Let's just call it a computer. You can just roll computer.
Okay.
Gerald, you could roll. Oh man, you're such a huge character sheet. It's like so much rolling.
The character is at the top, so rolls are.
Can I roll my? Would this be this? Like, would I be able to do the computer's background as well?
No, just roll straight computer. It's
just
not,
a straight computer?
Yeah. You're just going...
Okay.
Basically, you're going to take this number and punch it in, and you know in bank accounts there's like bank number, branch number, account number, right? So you start putting that in to see what bank it's from, what branch it's from.
One hit.
Yeah. Okay. Phil, what do you got?
Sorry, I missed that. What am I rolling?
You're just rolling computers. So like 6.
6. Okay.
Get this, Gerald.
What did I get? 2 hits.
Okay, so you know that like bank number is 3 digits, branch number is 5, account number is 12. 11 numbers there for the account number.
Yeah.
You are missing one.
Well, we got a 1 in 10 chance.
It doesn't quite work that way, man. Security and stuff. All right, I'm gonna go back to the box and look in the box, see if maybe something is missing or like something is still there.
There's nothing else in there.
There's nothing. You said Botress found this.
Mm-hmm.
Botress doesn't know Botress's own name. I'm wondering, was there anything else in Botress's brain when I looked in there? Or in the thing?
No, in the storage chip there was literally just that code.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all that was in there was the code to access the safe.
We got to figure out this other number.
How do we do that?
So, you want to stay in the bank, or you want to leave?
I think we should get out of here now. Because he might get a little weirded out.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll take everything, close the box.
Is there any way I could roll a logic, possibly, to figure out if there's a potential way we could get figure that number out, or like if I know bank systems enough that how many tries we get?
I can't remember, but the odds are astronomical of you guessing it, and to crack it would be insanely difficult. Not something you're going to be able to do quickly. This might take you months of work to even be able to try it, because here's the other thing, like you start trying to access accounts that don't exist, right? Get locked out.
Exactly.
So you would have to know what that number is within, you'd probably have to narrow it down to 3 or 4 guesses is what you would
That's
know
what
that.
I thought.
From cracking in general, you would know that. And bank security is pretty high. Yeah.
Okay. So I do have
essentially it's a 1 in a billion that you're gonna guess it. So right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
You're saying there's a chance.
Would my crack sprite be able to help me narrow it down to 3?
Yes, but put it this way, narratively you're not doing it today.
No, of course.
That's a thread to be pulled. And maybe you'll find out someday. So you guys are at the bank. Bliss's mind is spinning about how to possibly get this 9 million of what currency we don't know. the other crack sprite already trying to figure out how to go about this. You guys, the bank's going to close sometime in the next little while, so you got to hit the road. Where are you going to go?
I'll actually ask the bank manager on the way out.
Okay.
About the account number.
So what do you want to ask him?
Hey, this number. It feels like there's a number missing.
Sure, if you just give me a moment, I could verify that.
Can you help me narrow it down?
Well, we can't access an account without the number, but I could verify. You seem to have the bank number, and he just pulls that up, and he's like, it is the Grand Royal in Tirnanog. It is on Shepherd Street. Here's the address, but it does appear to be missing a number. Usually these are 12 numbers long.
Great, thanks. Grabs it and walks away.
Okay. So you have the address. I mean, you could have found this out anyway. Like Bliss, when you guys looked it up, you had already seen that's the address, right? That's just available on you can just punch that into Google and it'll tell you, oh yeah, this bank number that branches at this address, right? Like you can do that with your own bank branch right now. So yeah, just a little.
Dog is telling me he's hungry. I'm gonna go feed them.
Okay. All right. So you guys, I assume, jump in the helicopter and head back to Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay. We will pause you there. So
I'll keep headphones on, so I'll probably still be able to hear you, but I'll just be off screen for a minute.
Okay. So Matt or Darcy, are you, either one of you guys ready to jump into it?
I got
Do
some
you have any
ideas.
thoughts there? Yeah, go for it. I'm happy to wait.
Yeah, Matt,
Also, so I might jump into your scenes because I feel like I might be proximally not that far from you. I don't know. Depends on what's going on.
So first thing I'd want to do, I'd want to set up my auctions. Shadowrunner certified, combat worn, green streak exclusive, whatever. Hype it up. Try to sell that suit and explorer jumpsuit that I don't need anymore. And then I'd be trying to invite people to go on a shopping trip with me, who wants to go to the mall, get some sweet threads, let's celebrate, maybe get some milkshakes, go to the roller rink after, I don't know.
So this is relatively recent. This is still job well done.
Yeah.
Victory lap kind of stuff. Not
Yeah.
a month later, hey, let's meet up again and do things. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So are you going to put that out on your socials, or are you asking the group to come with you?
You know what? I think I might put it on just as many places I can think. Well, I guess I do have my Green Streak Instagram page or whatever, right? Where I'm trying to be someone incognito. I might try to sell it on there.
So that, and then the invite to go shopping. Who are you asking to go shopping?
Oh, everybody. Gerald, Bliss,
Okay.
Radio, Mac.
So
Them all.
Mac just doesn't answer. You get no response from him whatsoever. Gerald and Bliss let you know that they're flying cross country. Radio responds how Radio responds.
Sure, yeah, we can have a scene. I figured this would be before that whole trip we just we witnessed, but that's fun. Is this a voice call, or you just send a thing, meet me somewhere?
Do we have a group chat? I would just put in the group chat.
Sure. I mean, do whatever. Let's just cut to a scene. It's probably more interesting to figure out the exact conversation we have to get there.
No, get in.
Actually, yeah, let's take the helmet off. I'm not on a job. I get to actually have my face for once. Haha. Hey, geese. Or, are we calling you that now, or what?
Pardon?
We're not on a job. Should I call you something else? What's...
Oh,
You
yeah.
can call me Mary, actually, if that's cool.
You can call me Armog.
Arnok?
Armog. You know, like Arnold, but orcish.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Where's that? Sorry.
That's alright. No, I like Green
How you
Street.
doing?
That's a cool
Holding
name.
up after the job ended. Yeah, I don't know if I
You know
told you or
what?
not, but you held your own well. You did good.
Thank you. You know, this has been some of the coolest shit I've ever done. You know, riding around in helicopters, hanging off of ropes, you know, shooting guns at people.
You know,
Stealing
appealing to some
things,
people more
driving
than others.
forklifts.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason, it's a lot funner to work at a warehouse when it's pretend than when you're actually working at a warehouse.
That makes sense, yeah. No, I'm glad you invited. I feel like I should probably pick up some gear too. Felt sort of dead in the water sometimes. Like, I've been around the block and yet we ended up in sitches that I'm like, we're in a helicopter. I don't have a gun for this situation, you know?
Well, you know, I think I saw Gerald doing some stuff over there in the workshop. It looks like we're going to have guns on the helicopter now. I've been in the simulator,
that's-
you know, practicing on the chain gun stuff.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's not really my speed, but
Well, you know, I'm looking to go shopping for a few
Makes
things.
sense.
First of all, motorcycle, you know. Motorcycle's really awesome. Need a new suit. Need a new coat. You know, I got that motorcycle helmet. You already hooked me up with that. I figured you'd be a good shopping partner. You know, you're the one who hooked me up with the motorcycle helmet knowledge in the first place. So make sure I buy stuff that's both fashionable and good for shadowrunning.
nice, nice. Yeah, I don't have anything in mind. Just, it'd be good to get out there and reacquaint myself with what's available. I don't know. I keep pretty light, honestly. Which, like, you know, it appeals to me more of a B&E tech than a Street Sam, you know?
So, on my character sheet, I've got one person. It's a contact. It says Club Kid. And I think we agreed this is like my social media rival. I like the idea that maybe this is like an ex-girlfriend or something, and that like I broke up with her because it's like, oh, I'm going places and you're holding me back, and then she blew up more on Instagram than I did, and I'm kind of jealous, right? But like we're still in touch. I feel like I'd want to invite her to like kind of flex on her while I'm buying all the new suits and stuff.
So how do you put that invite out there?
I would just say, you know, new page, really been blowing up. Got some money for threads. You want to come with?
But okay, see if you can persuade with your charisma. Etiquette
Etiquette.
or negotiation? Well, they're the same.
Yeah, the persuade skills are so weird. Like, it feels like everything is con, but like narratively that doesn't sound correct ever. Yeah, it's weird.
There needs to be a schmooze skill.
There does need to be a schmooze. Because negotiate's like haggling, talking to like, you know, your Johnson and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 successes on that.
He just gives you a reply that's just ... and that's it. Actually,
Eh? Okay, that's not good news. I don't know, this isn't something I'm good at in real life, is talking to people over text, so I don't know how I'm gonna roleplay that. I assume that Green Streak's way smoother than I am.
He would know that she's like, no. You're like,
Well,
you're basically like, I looked over and I saw you from across the room, and I was wondering if you wanted to go do something. And she says, no.
oh well, what can you do?
I don't think he was that unbid. 2 successes is actually pretty decent. But okay.
Well, she really hates me, I guess.
I mean, that's fair, right? Like, I think that maybe you do need more than 2 here, but that analogy felt a little harsh.
There's obviously the ex-girlfriend context weighed in on it a bit there, but you try.
Yes.
But you got a few responses on selling your old gear.
Okay.
It's kind of, random, obviously retarded screen names, various people. Still for sale? Still got it? Still got it? Will you take this? Will you take this? People are offering you some low ball, some close to the mark that you're asking for. You could probably get 80% of its
Okay.
value.
Oh, that should be enough to make up what I need to buy that Argentum coat, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80%, that would be what?
It's then that you get an offer from a
Is that
corporation
like
to
2K
discuss your
for the suit?
What's that?
activity.
But yeah, no, I'd be happy to sell them for 80% of their value. That sounds like a great offer to me.
Okay, so
I was gonna say he should get some offers from like mega corporations or something now to come work for them.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Shadowrunners for hire.
So so basically you're trying to sell just 2 pieces of armor, right?
Yeah, if I'm getting 80%, it should be 25-20 that I get for them.
Sure. Okay, so just write that down
Yeah.
for now. Actually, I'll just add this here. So do you want to do that first, or do you want to go? Yeah, you need to do that first. So yeah, how do you want to respond to each of the? It's 2 different people looking for. Well, no, there is actually one person that would take both, that offered on both. So it's up to you whether you want to do that.
For ease of sale, I'll sell both of them to the same guy.
Sure.
You can have the whole collection.
Oh, there. Oh, wait, no. I gotta put it in your file so I don't forget.
So if you just want to do, if you're cool with me buying that coat, the coat costs $3,600, so I'd have $1,120 left.
I'll do it here and then I'll update your sheet. Okay, so but so yeah, what do you say to that? How do you reply to that? He's like, do you still have them? I'll offer you $25.20 for the pair.
Yes, I still have both. Where do you want to meet?
Do you know Jimmy Jerry's Jerk Shack?
I don't know, do I?
You could quickly look it up and find it, yes.
It's not too far out of the way, I can get there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I know the Jerk Shack. I can meet you there at lunchtime tomorrow.
I was really hoping to get this stuff today.
Okay.
All possible.
Yeah, I can make that work. I'm not busy today.
Yeah.
Steve, can I ask for just a little bit more fanboy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, like I need it today. I'm going on a date with this girl whose Instagram is just like blowing up, and I really want to impress her, so I thought I would wear something that, kind of, I like your brand and everything and how you customized it. So just kind of hoping to catch a little bit of your vibe. I mean, she's pretty cool. I think she's a little bit out of my league, but I think if I dress well, that suit is good. And she kind of has this thing about going to rough neighborhoods on dates. So like, armored suit was what I kind of had to go for. Hope you understand, man. Like, really love what you do. That like total awesome, like like crime fiction stuff that you've been posting. So cool.
Always happy to meet a fan. I'm glad my work's inspiring the people out there. If you ever need lessons on how to, like do sweet backflips off of helicopters, I teach those too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So what was the name of the thing you want to add? I forgot.
Mortimer of London Argentum coat.
Okay. Gotta get rid of other bits.
She give me +4 armor.
So how do you spell the Mortimer? M-O?
Mortimer.
Oh, Mortimer. I don't know it. Is it clothing? Oh, Argentum coat. There it is. Yeah, Mortimer of London. There it is.
Just using that same A Dragon wiki.
Yeah, I will. Now it's on your sheet. I'll save it. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna head down to Jimmy Jerry's Jerk Shack, and I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is radio coming for this?
Oh no, radio.
Do you think that do you think you've upgraded to your new threads? Like, we did shopping montage. You got your suit, or is this before that? Do you think?
I think I need the money to go shopping.
Cool. So you're like, hey, before we start, we gotta go do this thing first. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll take along.
Yeah, you like jerk chicken? Cool. Maybe we'll get a little bit of lunch there first.
That sounds good. I'll eat whatever.
All right, so I drive by, pick you up my mom's station wagon. We go to Jerk Jerry's Jerk Chicken Shack.
Nice.
Although, if I'm selling this on my Green Streak Instagram, that means I gotta keep our faces obscured. We gotta show it with our motorcycle helmets on.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Smart. Yes, you guys whip down there, and
am I in any of this stuff? I don't even really know. I don't know what you've actually been sharing.
You probably are, but you're just like a big blurry blob. Bliss has made sure that everybody else is well blurred out.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever. I got, not worried anyone's seeing my face.
Yeah, just post your updated thing in the chat here. Go. Now has that armor on it. Missed the other ones. So okay, so when you get down there, guys, you can see this orc just hanging out outside. It's like a food truck sort of thing, but it's essentially like kind of molded into the side of the wall. It was parked there 50 years ago, and the building kind of got built half around it. Still a window, and he's standing beside it, kind of pacing. Very clearly the only orc in the area, which would tell you this is the guy that's going to fit it. So you approach him. He's, you know, as you guys actually pull up, he sees you and he's he makes like weird, nervous. I'm too much of a fanboy motions. What's that?
I don't think it updated my armor. I think it took it as just if it's the only thing I'm wearing. Yeah, because it still says 23. And I should get +4 from that, I think.
Okay, I'll figure that out.
Whatever, right now.
Yeah. I'll figure it out on the back end here.
Okay, so yeah, I show up. You know, always nice to meet a fan, you know. Glad you're a big fan of my work. You know, I put a lot of effort into that stuff.
Yeah, you got a creative following, man. So like here's cred stick 2520. Can I see the merchandise?
Yeah, I got it all for him. You know, I got the suit bag. You know, unzip it, show it to him. You know, perfect condition still. You know, here's the here's the jumpsuit. You know, wore this one doing some of my best backflips.
So they were some pretty sweet, like cool. Yeah, those backflips, man. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I really hope that this girl, you know, Varnessa is like goes for it. You recognize the name instantly.
I had a feeling.
Your blood pressure goes up just a little bit, but at the same time, do you like? Give me a knowledge skill roll, like just 6 dice. I'll count it as one of those that you've got.
Big fat 0.
Something flickers in your head for a second about why he might not have any luck, but then jealousy kicks in. You have the cred stick in hand. He has the armor in hand and is kind of like making his goodbyes and walking away. Now you're mad. So if it's straight up willpower roll. Just willpower.
I think that's 3, right? Yeah. 0 again.
How hard do you hit him?
I'm not trying to kill the guy, but you know, I'll give him a good clock.
Okay, so roll whatever that would be. Let's see, what do you got here? You got unarmed combat group. 10 dice. Let's see if he realizes that you're...
I got 3.
Oh, nice moves.
He
Yeah.
doesn't see it coming from a social standpoint. And you hit him. So your unarmed combat is... strength is what? 9? Not wearing
Yeah,
armor.
9. Yeah, 9.
Nice. He's like, for a split second before you hit him, you can sort of see that his facial expression starts to change to the point where he's like, this interaction is no longer going well. He clues into the fact that something he said angered you, but there's this like thing in his eye where he's like, what did I do? Why did I upset this guy? Was that overly fanboyish? What did I do? And then and he's kind of so, there's a moment where he's like, I need to just be like, cool, so that this, you know, insta-famous person will like me. And it's during all that thinking that he just kind of doesn't react, and you clock him, and he like flinches just before you hit him enough that you knock him off his feet onto the ground, not unconscious, but you hit him good, and he kind of hesitates for a second. So I'll give you the chance to act now.
I would say something like, first rule of wearing an armored suit, you always got to be ready for everything. Watch your back, you know. A girl like Varna, you don't deserve her. Jeez. I know, I don't understand this, man. Just gonna see you later. Styling the best threads. Gonna have my, whatever it is. What's it called? Who makes that suit? Vashon. My Vashon Island suit. Maybe I just like walk out of the door muttering to myself at that point.
Okay, roll me 7 dice for that.
Oh, 1 success. I'm doing terribly.
It's enough that he kind of like, he didn't roll well either. Actually, he's kind of just like, oh, maybe I am being taught a lesson. He's like, okay, and he kind of just like is down on the ground and kind of like scooches up against the wall and is like, I got place it to be, and he's kind of like holding it in like semi-defensive stance as he kind of backs away and like on his butt.
Like, if you want me to teach you how to be a real man, give me a call. I teach lessons.
He's just continuing to move away, and he's like muttering to himself something about unfollow, and he's just slinking away, and then eventually stands up and moves on. You not quite intimidated them.
Chicken for me in radio.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a sucker punch, but you got the skills. We gotta get you some fisticuffs weapons. You got any shock gloves?
I believe I do, yes.
Heck yeah, that's the good stuff. I mean, you got the guns to take someone out without them, but, well.
And I think those shot gloves came in my Shadowrunner starter kit that I bought.
Solid. You gotta practice not throwing a full punch, but just trying to get a touch in there. Same sort of skill set, but, you know, easier grazing touch works, you know? Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
How are you supposed to get stronger if you don't go full force?
Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't go full force, just different technique.
Okay, let's let us pause there for a second. I'm just gonna, the stream's gonna keep going, but I'm gonna mute all the outgoing audio.
Yep.
And our sound of us is back.
Nice.
We're more alive than we were a second ago.
It's the way to be.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys.
Just to sort of finish up that scene because it popped into my head once we cut. Like, I think there's a moment where Radio is like, my buttons. This button? That's the button. You know, if you want to get stronger, you know, tougher streets than Glow City. I'm busy after this, though, but one of these days, I'm going to have to show you the place.
Glow City? That sounds like an awesome place to have a party. What is that, like a nightclub?
You know what? I'll let you find out.
Okay. Right on, I'm down to go
I'm going to have to, you know, go radio silent for a while. Anyway, but I'll shoot you a wave when I'm back.
And I mean, timey-wiminess aside of like going and getting shopping and stuff, that still happens. I don't like leave, but like afterwards, Radio disappears into Glow City. And I don't think, if people try and contact her for a while, she is off grid. We see her in Glow City, like she lives there. I don't know how much I often talk about this, but yes, she's rad tolerant and is like, she's like a glow baby. She was born here, and while still horribly affected by it, is not dead. So could be a lot worse. So of the place, I've been picturing it where it's not like it's just like flooded area or anything, but there's like one flooded section that's like this irradiated lake that formed in Glow City. And there's a lot of like submerged stuff down there that no one really goes and tries to pull back, but that's how she makes her way when she's not shadowrunning. She actually dives down under this irradiated lake and pulls up sort of precursor scrap that she can move. But for now, she arrives back at the lake, and she's like just walking up to it and talking, presumably to herself, saying like, "Been a while, but I'm back. I got time just for you now. I'm not sure how long, but I got time just for you." And she like undresses and like swims into this irradiated lake, just like naked, letting it like wash over her. And so her like spirit mentor is basically this lake itself, right? Like that's not exactly how spirit mentors work. It's called the ocean, but this is how she communes with her spirit mentor. Mm-hmm. And while the like full-on skinny dipping's not like what she does all the time, right now she is like, I need to immerse myself in my spirituality. I need to be part of the lake after this mission has ended and be alone with it for a while. And she's not like diving and treasure seeking right now. She is just actually enjoying the leisure time of being in this lake, which nobody likes to be in but her. Like it is her like special place just for her. No one ever swims in this. It's a terrible idea. Don't do that. And part of the reason why she can is not just the fact that she is like born in this environment and was able to like have a genetic quirk that lets her be red tolerant. The lake itself protects her, right? She is an adept, and this is her mentor spirit. And while we basically never see Radio do adept things. She's not like, I'm gonna channel the power into my fists and killing hand somebody. Like she doesn't do that. All of her power is the magic is focused inward, basically subconsciously, and it protects her, right? And so for downtime, I am training magic a few levels and also initiating. And I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, because it is the sort of like, I'm going to go off and separate myself from society and like immerse myself in this environment. But also I don't imagine she's like literally swimming all the time, but she's spending like the majority of her time every day in the lake, and then like sleeping next to it and like just being in that environment. I don't know how much you want to get into like what initiating looks like for her, or if this is just a time skip ahead a month or so.
No, I think that's a cool thing. I sort of imagine, when you say that, I sort of imagine her, like swim in the lake, connect with the spirit, come out, sit by, maybe start a little fire and sit by it and eat something and sleep, and then repeat for a bit. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, she does actually have like wilderness skills that she never uses because it's like irrelevant. But here it's like, no, you're actually taking care of yourself because she's not sleeping in a bed or anything, right? Yeah.
So how do you imagine that initiation looks when she does it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's like, it's the kind of thing that I don't know if there's like something, like a point where it
clicks or if it's just like she's spending this time and by the end of it she is stronger and closer to the spirit, right? I've sort of been picturing it that way, but if I think about it, like as a player, I'm mechanically saying I'm going to spend this time to initiate, but she, like, why would she be doing that, right? What makes her go, I've spent this time and I have come out stronger? Maybe there is a moment where something clicks.
So
it feels
what,
like that should be appropriate.
What are you taking with the initiation?
As an adept, there's not a ton that's like super interesting. She's just taking a bonus PowerPoint from it. But I'm also narratively using this time to increase my magic. I started the game with only 2 magic because I wasn't planning on ever actually like using it as a skill. I just wanted 2 PowerPoints. But so I'm actually going to be spending karma to increase my magic up to 4. And so I'm going to have 3 extra PowerPoints to spend at the end of
right. So have you picked how you're going to spend those PowerPoints?
Yeah, it's more like it's still a lot of this sort of inward stuff. It's not like she's going like, and at this point I'm now going to learn how to take this inward power and turn it outward. I did consider picking up some skills that are more like obviously useful, but there are things that are more directly related to being in this environment. So one is Iron Lungs, literally being able to hold my breath longer. One is power swimming, which you can't have multiple levels of. It just doubles your movement speed in water, which is hilarious. But I'm also taking free fall, which isn't so obviously connected with water. I do think that there's like overhangs or like maybe like falling over building or maybe just like some actual natural crevice. She does like occasionally climb up there, and free fall is an ability that lets me fall additional meters without suffering fall damage. So sort of base jumping stuff into the water, which you can do from high heights anyway because it's water. In real life, I've done that. But that sort of like part of it being out in the air and falling, I think that's probably going to be part of it. Even though the early stages of the initiation are more of like just being in the water and stuff, but maybe that's like the moment, right, where at a certain point she knows that she needs to like climb up to above and dive into the lake, and that's like the completion of the experience. I can see that. That sounds fun.
So, well, yeah, let's play a little bit of that. So when she first comes to the lake, she's talking to the lake. Talking to the spirit in the lake, feels the urge to just connect, trips down, jumps in, goes for a swim. While she's swimming, she dove to the bottom before. There's some parts that are pretty deep that she's never gotten to. Some parts of it, and she's like, well, maybe I'll get there someday. And other parts of it is like, nah, never, I need a submarine. And then, so she spends a few days just trying to get to deeper parts of it. Maybe she'll discover some valuable things down there to sell like she's done before. But like you said, it's mostly just to be in there and experiencing and connecting. And so, she's talking. What do you imagine her saying the first couple of times? Talking to the spirit. What does that sound like?
Like I feel like there was that like initial moment of like, I'm back. I'm gonna be staying with you. I'm not sure how much she actually like continues to verbalize that communication. I think a lot of it is like meditative, and she's just in there. I don't think it's that outward. As boring of an answer as that is, I don't think we do like hear her talking.
Okay, so she swims every day. First day, second day go by. Things feel as usual, but she feels that irradiation. It's familiar. Knows it degrades things in general.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, yeah, but not so much me. In her own head, she's like, I know I'm okay here. I'm protected here. It's like getting into the hottest bath you've ever got into, but it's like fine, right?
Yeah.
And so the third day, though, swimming down, heading down to the bottom, you notice it's a
I like the repeated imagery of like going down as far as you can and then coming back up for air and then doing that like again a little bit further the next day. I feel like that's a repeated image we see in like this montage.
Yeah, so it's montage, basically free diving, right, and practicing getting deep, and then and she's starting to feel a bit more confidence, a bit more comfort with that. Practicing slowing the heart rate. Even remember reading something about how competition free divers will take air into their stomachs too, even at times to add to that. There's a whole technique with that, which sounds gross and crazy, but it works.
Cool. I don't know about that.
Yeah. No, I've watched the whole program on that. But anyway, so late on the third day, Radio's feeling tired, but it's like, I got a couple more in me. And she's like, hit a depth she's never hit it before, but just by a little bit, right? And on the way down, diving down, feeling good, there's this point that you've read about, that when you hit it, the water pressure, atmospheric pressure, it like as you go down, atmospheric pressure shrinks your lungs, right? Like the volume decreases.
Yeah.
There's a point that when you hit it, you're no longer buoyant and you no longer have to fight to go down, and you just start to sink, and you're looking for that depth. And you're like, It's got to be there. I come so close. I got to be there. And you are on your way down. You're coming down to what you feel is like the deepest you've been, or you're about to get there again. And you just feel the physical sensation of the touch of the water changes. And there's a bit of this like almost aquamarine color shimmer that starts to form around you and then goes away, forms and then goes away, and then boom, hit it. You can feel that now you're being pulled down. Gravity has taken over and you are sinking. And so she stays like in that head down torpedo sort of shape, start to descend quicker and quicker. So then there's this moment of, oh, wait a second, I need to go back up. So just stop and start to work back up. And now you've got to work to come back up. Yeah. Because you're no longer buoyant. And then a little hint of nervousness, not panic, just nervousness kicks in because it's like, oh, wow. So you start to swim back up, and that aquamarine shimmer happens for a second, and you feel okay. And then you're like still struggling, aquamarine shimmer. And it's like, am I imagining this? Is this like the pressure on my eyeballs? Or what's going on? But then you just feel this sense of comfort. And you know it's spirit, because you felt it before. You feel a sense of comfort, and you can feel it. The lungs start to inflate. You break that plane. You can start to feel the carbon dioxide building, and you like switch that reserve of air that's in the stomach a little bit, and up you go. Now you can swim. You're getting to the surface. You break the surface, and there's this inhale of air. Just the satisfaction of you've gone a little bit farther than you've ever gone before. And
maybe even a little bit of like height, like actually like
spring out of the water
a bit. Yeah.
And now she has iron lung.
Ta-da! That was really good. Yeah. Pulls herself onto the shore.
So she would also get this understanding of like, oh, okay. You know, maybe I want to actually start measuring this, like how deep I'm going, because like she knows she went farther than she's ever gone before. How much farther she doesn't know, and it's like, okay, well, I want to maybe get some data on this now. How deep can I actually go? Maybe I need to use fins because I got to get back up. And you start thinking logically for a second, and it's peaceful, but it's like, wow, this is, and your brain starts going about, now I can dive deep. What are the logistics of this? And so you start thinking about that.
Yeah, it's cool. Radio's like doesn't nerd out about a lot of stuff, but like that's one that just like gets her brain going. Yeah, totally.
And so, you know, there's like, you could dive with fins, or you could take down a CO2 canister / balloon combination that would inflate and would pop you back up after you've hit your depth. Like, there's all kinds. You just start looking things up, and there's all kinds of equipment for that, right?
I think that she has done a little bit with diving before. Like, I actually did that character creation take diving as a skill. But like, this was about being in that environment, right? This was about being with the spirits. I think she's probably even dived here before, but like, this was different. This was special.
Yeah. So now so she can go to different depths. She can just plain stay down longer at any depth she chooses. And so there's that. And then there was one of the other things. There was like jumping.
They're mostly related. Like, power swimming is the one that doubles your movement speed in water, and then also you get bonus when you make a swimming test. But I do think that maybe at this point, maybe not immediately. Like, that was like her good deed for the day for herself. But like later, I think she starts going, I want to start climbing above the lake, and then jumping from different heights, from higher heights, so that she can get like a head start into the water, basically, right? So she can like start like that first few, however many meters, blasting through faster from a free fall.
So on one edge of the lake, there is definitely kind of a slightly leaning skeleton of an old skyscraper that, if she wants, like, she's familiar with it. And there's heights that she's dove from before, so she could go up an extra floor every once in a while and try diving. And so it's a similar experience where, each dive feels more and more uncomfortable, and she just is like in this mode of pushing limits, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then I can imagine her kind of stringing those two things together, right? Like, jump from a height, and then go to a depth.
Like, after she gets like comfortable with, I don't know how long this is taking, right? Did say like, I'm gonna be completely off the grid for a while, but eventually, when she's down here, you should check this out. So at a certain point in this, when she's like really like confident with a lot of what she's been doing, I think that she will like shoot a message to. I feel like probably not like the whole group. I think she's closer to like Geese than the others right now. Just because, like, I don't know. He's just more of a like personable character. No offense to everyone else, but everyone kind of keeps himself, including Radio.
Let's jump back to Matt for a second. Matt, are you still there? Or did Matt disappear?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I have one more thing to do with Gerald and Bliss too.
I'm happy to do that. I think that we like see like at a certain point after like a really impressive thing. Again, I feel like a lot of this has been montaged. She's like coming out of the water and drying herself off on something, and rustles for like her phone that's somewhere, like, as long as she's not diving with it, but it's like somewhere, and she pulls it out and just like, hey, I got something to show you. And it's like, that's like all the messages, like,
I was gonna have you
cut on that to somewhere else.
So I was gonna have you kind of interrupt his shopping trip.
Cool.
Like, he takes a little while to get the context and source what he's doing, but he's not there. So I'll jump back to Gerald and Bliss. You guys, these two stories aren't connected, right? But
Wow.
you are in the helicopter on the way back to Seattle. You are, 10 minutes out. Bliss been trying to figure out what the heck with this count number. The longer she spends, the longer Bliss spends on it, the longer the sprite spends on it, the longer they realize they're going to have to spend on it. It's cracking this, if it at all happens, is an indeterminate, extremely long amount of time. That Gerald, you check in with Bliss, like, how long is it going to be? A few times, and that's kind of the answer you get now after 10 minutes, when you are at about 10 minutes left to landing. So let's just say you're on approach.
Can I just do one thing before, like, while we're still flying?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay. I'm puttering, trying to come up with algorithms, coding stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to take a break from that for a minute and kind of walk, because I'm assuming I'm sitting more back in the plane or in the helicopter. So I'm going to walk up to where Gerald is flying the helicopter and be like, hey, Gerald, I really, really appreciate that you trusted me with this. Can
You're not gonna fuck me over, are you?
No.
I got a bad history of women fucking me over.
Then don't consider me a woman. But yeah, no. I mean, hey, you're my dad now, right? I don't really have one of those, so cool. But this is sort of a thing a dad would teach their kid, and I'm wondering, could you maybe teach me how to fly?
Yeah, there's software for that if you want.
That'd
You know
be
what?
cool too.
You know what? Sit down. Let's do this.
Right now?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I was a flight instructor for years. Have a seat.
Oh, I didn't know that about you.
There's a lot of things you don't know.
And she will sit very hesitantly.
Here, plug in or hold on to this or do however you do it.
Can I tech romance this shit?
Yeah, you can just
I'm
easily...
gonna try to become one with that bird.
Or, yeah, connecting, you have all the permissions, so you're connected, everything's there. So you could sort of describe the virtual cockpit or however she wants to interact with it, or you want her to. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you plug in, like, your mind kind of opens up to the airspace around you, and you don't have the same kind of connection with it that an actual rigger would, because you don't quite have the same equipment. But you sort of, it's kind of like how you would normally look through security cameras, but it's in 3D. It's kind of like that level of improvement, and you can kind of sense, although muted, you can kind of sense like the helicopter blades as they cut through the air, and it's almost like you can feel as though the helicopter is somehow a part of you, but it's still a bit distant. I'm guessing there's some, like, from a game standpoint, there's some kind of immersion a Technomancer can do to add, like, the equivalent of a control rig or something.
guessing.
Probably.
Yeah, but essentially she's trying to learn how to fly pilot aircraft and become proficient in doing so. You know, just in case we ever lose our friend Gerald.
How long do you want to spend right now? How many hours right now?
How many hours? I feel like I probably would have asked him that about an hour or two into the flight.
Okay, we can retcon that a bit. So
About 3 hours.
So you've been using time on the way back. Gerald has been instructing Bliss in how to pilot in general, specifics of Bertha. He definitely nerds out on his own equipment. And yeah, Bliss we can add to Bliss.
So I got 2 successes on instruction.
Fantastic. I feel like this is the moment of, you know, they're really starting to connect here.
Yeah, Gerald definitely seems like he's more open with things than he normally would be.
Which probably really kind of throws Bliss off a little bit. She's not used to that Gerald. She's used to the rough, you know. So it'll probably just knock her off her game for a little bit, but she'll get right back into it and be like, this is so cool. And what can I add?
Yeah, so right away in 3 hours, you can definitely have a level 1 pilot aircraft skill.
How does this work? So see is at page 141.
And I'll just add it in advancements while you talk about flying for a minute.
I feel like Bliss probably makes a few jerky movements, which probably scare the shit out of Gerald. Oh no, how strong are his nerves?
Gerald's?
Yeah.
For this kind of stuff, rock solid.
Okay.
Because he still has full control of the helicopter at the speed of
Fair
thought.
enough.
So
Fair enough.
he's absolutely confident that he's going to instruct you the right way, and he won't let anything get too far.
So basically, like in a driver's ed car, he's got his foot hovering over the brake.
Exactly. He's a seasoned instructor. He's got like tens of thousands of hours flying these types of things, and he's got the skills and know-how to back it up. So
Right on.
Okay. You guys fly for a while. You're gonna land. Are you gonna have her land, or are you gonna land?
no, she can land it.
Okay.
I'll be a backup. I'll take over if there's a crash test.
What's the linked attribute for pilot ground craft or aircraft? Sorry.
Reaction.
Okay, so Bella, you just need to roll 3 dice for Bliss because it's.
And because I'm actively instructing her, let's say I can add my instruction skill as a...
That's true. I'll give you that.
Okay, so how much does that add to my pool?
So that was 2 hits, so you can have 2 more dice.
We can roll 5.
5. Fantastic. Here we go. Let's hope we don't crash.
Because obviously more capable to do it there than if I wasn't there.
On 5 dice, I rolled 4 6s.
So you're
Easy.
coming in. You nice landing. He's pointing you where you're going. You're just like super smooth. You kind of rotate so it's like the door is facing to where the home is. So you're like, oh, I need to make sure Beatrice and Botress can walk in easily, and you just land it. You're kind of like, oh, okay, I'm on the ground now. And Gerald starts pointing at switches to flick to shut things down. And then as he's doing that, Gerald just kind of starts to feel tired. Tired, and a cramp is starting to kick in a little bit on your left forearm. Just feels a little bit weird.
I'll be with you in a second, Bliss. I'm just gonna make sure everything's okay here in the helicopter.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
just get Beatrice in. Oh.
So Gerald starts to slump forward after he tells you to go get Beatrice and Botress into the house.
Do I see him slump forward?
You're going to be slightly distracted because of what he's told you to do with the helicopter and then Beatrice. So roll me.
I mean, I'm pretty excited that I landed so well.
Yeah, so roll 5 dice for me.
Yeah, so as you landed, Gerald was pretty excited too. He's like, yeah, way to go! You did it!
Fuck, I hope I didn't kill him. 2 successes. 2 hits.
Yeah, he just, Gerald does tend to fall asleep a lot, so you just kind of don't think anything of it, and the rotors are still kind of slowing down, and then Beatrice and Botress are like, Botress is unbuckling Beatrice, starting to get her out of there, and
If there's any vitals issue, Botress will be notified.
he stops unbuckling Beatrice, and then starts to come over to Gerald.
Where she picks him up and takes him over to the Valkyrie pod. Drops him inside the Valkyrie. The newly added Valkyrie pod.
Yeah.
Which is like a Star Trek style automatic med bay.
And it's on...
It's on the helicopter.
On the helicopter.
It's meant to be used as like for critically wounded soldiers and stuff like that. They'll get thrown in one of those. It's like a coffin.
So she slides you, or whatever, slides you in there. Starts to get all the connections, and Bliss, are you watching this?
100%.
Yeah, at this point,
the excitement on my face is now kind of melted.
He is out cold, and so she hooks up a bunch of leads all over him in the appropriate places, and there's a screen on the side that shows like respiration, pulse ox, heart rhythm, and anyone who's ever watched any television knows heart rhythm, nice and even. Do not see that. You see some sporadic stuff and flat lines and sporadic, and then Botress starts punching in a program. Machine starts talking, analyzing heart rhythm, analyzing heart rhythm. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock required. Press this triangular key to administer shock. Botress hits it. You see his body jump.
Botress, what's wrong?
It appears that Gerald is experiencing heart failure. Analyzing heart rhythm. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock required. Please stand clear and press the button to apply shock. He does it again. Analyzing heart rhythm. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock required. This goes on for what feels like forever, Bliss.
About this time, you hear some cackling from Beatrice's way.
She's really laughing at this. Oh my god.
Yeah, plot twist. She was sane and coherent the entire time and has organized all of this.
I had a feeling.
Okay, there's your plot point. See, Bliss, you were just focused totally on Gerald. You do not notice that Beatrice kind of just grabs the bag with the stuff that came out of the bank and is starting to leave. I'll give you a chance to notice that once she's at the helicopter. So roll me your 8 perception dice, and I'll see if you can catch her running away. Running.
He's surprisingly fit, actually.
Son of a bitch. Close to a glitch.
I'd love to hear the story of how Gerald and Beatrice first met.
Yeah.
We should do that sometime.
Yeah. So how many did you get, Bella?
1.
You see her leaving. Like it's enough. You see her leaving and she's carrying the thing. Now she ain't moving quick. Like in her late 80s, and
Yeah.
she's not like dopey anymore. And
No?
no, but she's
Do I get the sense she's basically been playing him?
well, she was drugged and she was out, and you can sort of like, she's not frickin' Usain Bolt, but she's moving. So you have
I chase her, and I'm a bitch. I am going to pull out my
Are you gonna kill an old woman?
Defiance X Shocker,
Yep.
Medusa.
Okay.
I will since we had one reference already, I will set it to stun. And I will chase after the old woman and
Okay.
try to stop her
So make what can you do?
betraying him yet again.
You have any like physical hacking persons? Gymnastics. I'll let you use gymnastics. You got that.
Gymnastics?
Yeah,
Okay.
close enough.
I know I can use the taser because I've used it before.
Sure, but you got.
I don't know how.
You still have to connect with it.
Yeah, I just need to roll something. Just roll me 5 dice. We'll hand wave a little bit of the
Okay.
because it's fun.
Right as you're
Okay.
about to attack, you hear the telltale
3
signs
successes.
on that line.
You do actually hear a beep behind you. So 3 successes. You apply the stun to her. She gets no armor, because that dress looks good, but it doesn't do much. Ew. So. I'm saying that she has your physical stat, like Gerald's physical stats.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. So he would just, and no armor, so he would just get to roll his body.
I'm gonna say she has agility 3. She's been faking a lot of this.
Okay, so I'll add a couple more dice. What's the damage on that?
6 stun, probably.
For the
Shocker thing, I was looking at it.
damage is
It's on your sheet. Where was it?
7 dice? Am I reading that correct?
No, where's the Defiance X Shocker? I was gonna.
I'm looking at it right
Firearms
now.
Defiance X Shocker. So yeah, it's 9 stun plus net hits, so 12 stun. That overflows into one physical. But because she critically glitched
Yes.
with her don't get murdered roll, I'm gonna say that just doubles the damage, just narratively. And so that, no, let's just make it all physical. She is instead of stun. So she's now we have 1 box of overflow. You hit her with this thing, and there's a bit of a charred smell. You slap her in the back of the head with it and connect right where that damaged data port would have been. The shock travels down through the implanted stuff in her brain, and there's a bit of a pop, and some smoke comes out her ears, and she drops.
I'm really glad that Gerald opened up and told me that she betrayed him. Because otherwise, there narratively would be no reason for me to do this.
As her body, like, she drops to the knees and falls flat on the ground, you see her left hand has the bag, but in her right hand was what looks like some kind of signaling device that's got a little red flashing light on.
Okay. Bliss, you could do a electronic warfare to block that.
Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely I would. Can I roll my background now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe that's 8. I just double check.
The dice for
10.
Botress are not on her side, I have to say.
So I've got shit. I got no hits on that, so
So just straight up electronic warfare.
Straight up electronic warfare, which is 12. I believe. Yeah. Well, okay. 6 successes.
You essentially snuff out the signal instantaneously. You did so good on beating her. You realized that she just clicked the button with her hand as she hit the ground. You got it before it sent anything. She critically glitched on that too, Phil.
Awesome.
I was just like, this woman sucks with her dice, man. Which makes sense because she was dead when she hit the ground. So like, she's like dead. So.
Oh, I killed her?
Oh yeah, you killed her.
Oops.
You murdered an old lady. Bliss is gonna need some time after this. So.
This is my sad face.
So you can hear the beeping in the background of the flatline now, and Botress is punching lots of buttons. Yeah.
I'm going to.
No, wait. Botress is plugged in
Right.
and attempting a download.
Yes, that's right. Botress is attempting to download the brain of Gerald. This is what Botress was programmed to do. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's good. So you see that Botress is now plugged in and has turned off is turning off the alarms with the other hand. It's like
Bliss would be screaming, "No, you need to help him. You stupid bot. Help him."
Stand by. Stand by.
We couldn't do anything there, Bliss.
I think she's probably completely freaking stunned right now. She did not see this coming.
Her dad and her mom just died.
They adopted her and then died.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably like, what the fuck, I'm cursed. I am just not allowed to have parents. They all leave me. She's gonna have a complex for sure after this.
That's possible.
Okay.
So
Where's Botress's cheat here?
So Botress, yes, I don't know what she could download. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna make a roll here.
Yeah, but so Bliss, you have the stuff in the bag, the military stuff, and the most of the bank account number, which you've memorized anyway. Like also, you've memorized that.
Right.
So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go?
Well, first, I think she's gonna have a big old cry.
The dice are not cooperating right now. I took. This is what I did. I just rolled 6 dice for Botress because she's rating 3. So three device rating and 3 data processing. Then I added Gerald's 5 karma, 5 edge, and his last dying breath of like trying to help move his brain into this rope, including exploding the dice. But it didn't explode because there was a 6. Oh no, but it failed. Yeah, so 1 success to download into Botress.
Does Botress tell me she's doing this?
No.
Okay.
But
So
to
I
be fair,
can't
you roll a perception.
Matrix or regular?
General perception.
Pretty sure they're the same anyway, so
Yeah, yours are.
I should have two successes. I should have a higher matrix perception, to be honest.
So, as you're sort of you're looking at Botress, you're concerned about what's happening. You see Gerald. You can see that his life force is gone, and like all his electronics are basically powering down, which tells you they're not getting the needed responses, inputs, etc. from his. But you still sense his matrix presence somehow, some way, and your perception tells you that it seems like it's somehow a little bit gone into Botress. That Botress has somehow, in some way, now stored some portion of Gerald, whatever that means.
And did he, just remind me, did he actually, because I know out of game, but did he tell Bliss in game that he had created Botress, like when we had that conversation, to download her data?
To download
memory?
Beatrice, yes, and that it had mostly failed.
Okay, then with that, there's the narrative. I am going to help Botress by kind of hacking in and trying to use the data sprite to move things. Because I think that's what Gerald would want, even though she's absolutely devastated again to lose somebody right in front of her. And there's not a damn thing she can do.
And with that, you see Botress unplug, turn to you and scowl a little bit. She kicks the box with Gerald's corpse in it and saunters down towards where Beatrice lay dead. And you look and you see her right hand mimicking as though she's holding.
She's holding what? Sorry, you cut out there.
You see Botress walking with her right hand mimicking as though she's holding a cane. She's not.
Right. It's Gerald.
And she reaches down and picks up the package, turns to you and says, "I believe this is yours."
This sucks.
And she stands there emotionless.
Why didn't you save him?
He was old. His body was terrible.
Well, you're old and your body's terrible too. That's not a nice thing to say.
I am a machine.
And at this point, Bliss will sit down on the ground and just start kind of sobbing by herself.
Don't cry. It's stupid.
You're stupid. And she is throwing a full-on hissy fit.
Oh, God.
As only a teenager could do.
Also, excuse me. Botress pokes you with a familiar frequency.
I turn around, probably just seeing red, and I'm like, what?
I have instructions for you. Please open your mind. And you see in your matrix resonance data flowing out of Botress towards you.
Oh dear.
And it's basically like activation codes and instructions and all sorts of stuff on how to work all of his equipment, all his drones, all of his passcodes to all of his safe house location, stuff, his equipment.
She's still just crying and being like, I don't want this. I want him back.
Why would you want that piece of shit back?
He was my
Let's be honest, he was an asshole.
At which she pauses for a minute and smiles. 'Cause that's rude.
So Botress has never spoken like this before. This is like the way in which she's speaking is like clearly new. It's not reflective of her or of, I mean, maybe it's Gerald, maybe it's Beatrice, maybe it's no one, maybe it's a completely new entity that's been created as a result.
Yeah. I don't know if Bliss would pick up on that quite yet. But one thing she is going to do before we end this scene is she is going to send a message to His Excellency with a sad emoji face. And say, because His Excellency knew Gerald as well. He fought with us. And she's gonna tell him that Gerald is gone. I'm all alone.
So,
And then at the end, it'll be like ... And then I killed his wife.
So His Excellency is not good at typing on his pen, so he doesn't respond with a text. He just calls you.
I'm still crying.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Bliss, it is I. What? Has Gerald
He's
passed?
dead.
He has died.
He's dead.
Gerald
Yeah.
has died.
He had a heart attack.
Well, that is a blessing. It's a blessing for a person who have lived long enough to die of a heart attack. We will miss him. We will miss him.
Horrible.
Where is his body? I must honor him.
It's in some pod thing.
Hang on a second. Like, pulls it, you can see him, like, pull it away from his face, and it's like the camera's still shooting at him, and he's like, he's got claws, right? So he's kind of got to, like, touch the screen awkwardly, like this, you know, with, like, when women have nails that are too long and can't use their iPhones properly. Yeah. He essentially does that. And he's like, is this where you are? And then he points the phone away from himself and he goes, I mean, wait, are you, how do I, does my screen...
I'll send him my location.
Like, and when you do that, like, he's actually, you can connect to his pan, like, he just kind of lets you, right? Like,
Yeah.
And you can see that when he's doing that, he's actually located Gerald's house. Like, he knows where that is, right? He's got that on Google Maps, and he's like, is this where you are? And he's trying to, like, show it to you, but he's forgetting that when he turns the phone, anyway, it's being retarded. And so he's like, he hangs up, and he shared his location with you. You can see he's on his way. He'll be there pretty quick. So skip ahead. He rocks up on his thunderously noisy motorbike, comes in to the compound. Actually, like, he goes to open the gate, and it's kind of locked, and you can see him pause for a sec, like, through the slots in the gate, like he's about to rip it off, and then he, like, puts his finger up and backs up and just jumps over it, because he can.
Yeah.
And then he walks over and, like, he just offers you a big hug.
I take it.
And
I just, like, do that, you know, that thing that people do when they're crying uncontrollably and somebody hugs them, and they don't have a tissue. And so, he's
a big giant tissue of a carpet.
Yeah.
And I am using that to my full advantage, nodding all over him.
So he lets it go for a bit, and then he grabs it, kind of pulls you over to where there's some lawn furniture, and sets you down, and he says, I'll be with you momentarily. And he as he steps past Beatrice, he looks down and he goes, is this the one you vanquished?
He was gonna betray him again. I couldn't have he was in the middle of dying. I couldn't let her do that. I tried to just stun her, and oops, I was really bad.
Her body was also weak.
And
human frailty.
His Excellency just looks at Botress and goes, what is that thing? The Blitz.
Gerald made her. She's his brain bot. I don't know.
I am a Shywise Idol model. I -DOLL.
You a friend or an enemy?
Yes.
To Bliss, are you friend or enemy?
Yes.
Bliss, should I allow this thing to live or tear its arms off?
Allow it to live. Allow it to live.
I think.
I will make you food. Do you like food? You are
Yes,
big and furry
Botress.
and nice to cuddle.
Yes. Botress, this is His Excellency. He was a friend of Gerald.
So the Sasquatch will just kind of like side-eye the robot, decide not to tear it apart, and go remove the body from the storage chamber in the helicopter, and carry him out and set him on the ledge of the helicopter, and then he goes and picks up Beatrice, her body that's up beside Gerald, and go and say, and then just kind of looks around. So Gerald's bought a lot of stuff over the last little while. It's a lot of packing crates and pallets and things, and so His Excellency goes around and starts breaking them and making kind of an oval-shaped
Fire.
and then picks up the two bodies, lays them on it, goes over and gets a bit of aviation fuel, and soaks it very
There's
thoroughly
valuable equipment in there.
in the bodies.
Yeah.
So he looks at the bot and says, "You've got as long as it takes me to find a match."
She starts trying to pull open the bodies and can't. She's not strong enough.
Yeah, he doesn't wait. It takes him
I will ask her what she's doing. Like, what is important in there? What are you trying to get?
His cyberware is very valuable. We could sell it.
Oh my God, Botress.
The Sasquatch overhears that, and like he's gotten out of his pouch, like from the bike. Got a pouch on his bike, and he comes back with like a tube, and he opens it up, and it's like an Everstrike match, and does that, and like lights it, and it just goes up. And it was like probably 30 gallons of aviation fuel that he pours on it. And you hear the sound just go, and then he kind of stands it
It's just
back and
basically pure kerosene.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Bliss would not have allowed Botress to strip him of the cyberware, because
Yeah, the robot does not have time.
yeah, and she is so angry that Beatrice tried to rip him off as he was dying that she's just like, no, we're not defiling him any further.
So His Excellency goes over, like just, puts a hand on Bliss's shoulder and sit. This is a sacred ceremony. And then goes over to Botress and says, "Do you have mead?"
I can make mead. Please give me... She calculates in her head. 3.6 weeks.
Rum? You have rum.
Yes, I have rum.
Retrieve it, please. And he goes and sits down beside Bliss.
She goes and gets some of the rum that Gerald had stolen from the food crates.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff actually.
Right. That's right.
His Excellency just pops it, takes a swig of it, and passes it to Bliss, offers it to her.
She downs it.
He's like, "Whoa, young lady."
Downs it.
So you guys sit and just watch while things burn. We'll leave that there. So, just so you know, so Phil, when you had told me way back that you were going to take borrowed time, sorry, Matt, you roll 3 dice every however often. If they come up triples, you die. So when you told me that there was something super valuable in there, I decided, okay, if you're going to retrieve this, I'm going to roll that 3 dice for every month it's been since the end of the previous episode. On the 5th of the 6th rolls, it came up with 3 2s.
Nice.
So
very good. I assumed you just were like, nah, he dies. I'm decided.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It seemed like the right moment.
Because I rolled, when we sat down, I rolled, and you survived. And then I was like, and then you started getting the narrative of like, well, he's got these riches. I'm like, okay, but there's a cost. The cost is the risk of the rolls, and if you had passed the rolls, he would have lived. But he died.
What's hilarious is I had no freaking idea that he was going to die tonight. And so...
Well, neither did Phil.
Fair enough. So... Because what we were talking about earlier, and you said, we'll see if anything fits, as the story goes on. So I was like, it would narratively make sense now for Bliss to actually ask Gerald to teach her how to fly.
Yeah,
right? She is with him a lot in the helicopter.
Yeah. Literally.
She was looking at it more to help him pilot.
Yeah.
Not
I was going to say, too, part of the data download would have been additional instructions for
flying.
You get one extra bump on your skill.
Yeah. Yeah, Bella, you and I can go through Hero Lab. Not tonight, but we can go through that at some point.
Yeah.
We'll do a full upgrade. But literally,
have
Phil,
print their own skill soft for it before they died or something. I don't know if you would have had time. Probably not, but that would have been fun.
Yeah,
that's the idea. Is just like a
Gerald Skillsoft.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's not a fully formed one, so it's just like some Gerald's tips and pointers soft.
Well, I imagine it like that crazy booklet that Dad has for the heating system in her house.
Yeah.
He scabbed together a heating system for this house that's made of 6 different boilers and the heating in the floor and solar panels and all this stuff, and it's all labeled, written by hand. And I was like, Dad, you're gonna die someday. We need instructions for this. I'm sure he's gonna live into his hundreds, but he's finally written this instruction manual.
Yeah.
But when you guys were flying and you were 10 minutes from landing, I was just I was gonna be well, Gerald dies as soon as it lands. But then you said, I want to learn how to fly, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just let you guys do that first, and then that just made it so much better.
Yeah,
that's hilarious because that was a complete accident.
Yeah, you interrupted me in such a good way. He was perfect.
All my plot
which
points.
I don't normally do.
Yeah,
I didn't really plan any of that for the most part.
No.
Yeah.
I think that was actually a really good send off. I think time wise we're gonna have to not jump into anybody else, but my only other thing would have been to have the other two just go buy the new gear, Matt, but I think we're just crunched for time, so
sorry guys.
Yeah. No,
that's great.
I didn't expect Gerald to die.
Late.
That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah, no, I really actually enjoyed.
Once again, I'm an orphan.
I enjoyed Green Streak and Radio's banter there with the gear and the shopping and the posting and.
I think when everything happens, I feel we get told via text or something, and we're like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I will message.
I just look over at Green Streak and just Well, came about learning how to use the guns, huh?
I have.
No, I'll teach you.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's like, oh, well, there goes the one who can pilot, but yeah, I don't think that, Bliss would have been like, Gerald's dead, and I know how to use the helicopter now. Like, that probably isn't the thing I would even think of, right?
Yeah,
So.
well, it could be fun in the future where Bliss is actually like really newbie at learning to fly, and like
Real fun, yeah.
Gerald was quite the expert at it. But Phil, I really think that you have to make Botress your next full-on character.
Yeah, so I'm already planning it.
That'd be fun.
Making a stable diffusion portrait for her right now, which I'm about to share. I'm just waiting for it to finish.
Like normally cyborgs aren't a thing in Shadowrun, but neither is Sasquatch. Well, Sasquatches are. I don't care. You can make
There's
Botress.
like a few qualities that represent like manufactured people as well, even if you want to just stat it as like a human.
So
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the drone as the template and
Oh, that's cool.
play her from there.
Yeah.
We can add like skill softs or other like.
yeah,
Well, I was actually gonna say, can we change her name from Botress? Because she's no longer Botress.
You'll
I
have to
think
discuss that with
Beatrold
her.
or Jairus, Geritress.
Yeah,
Do you have
Geritress or something.
Geritress, Beatrold.
Like geriatric.
Yeah, something.
Jerrybot.
I think the
I like Jerry.
I suspect the personality traits will show through of the two of them. But
Yeah, 'cause they're like both. It's not just overwritten, right? Yeah.
yeah, and I think she's also going to, as a result, develop her own unique personality and eventually not want to associate.
And not want to what?
Not want to be associated with them at all.
With Gerald?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be a mix
she'll-
of Beatrice, Botress, and Gerald.
Yeah, she's her own person now.
Become something new as all of that
Yeah.
combines, and but I like that. So maybe I'll just sign off of the stream, and then I have some more one more thing to chat with you guys about.
Let me show you what I've got for her portrait before you go there. It's just in the chat window.
Yeah, I'll just shut down
Appreciate it.
YouTube in a sec. Okay, show that. I'll just pull that up here so people can see it.
Oh.
There's Botress. All right. Okay, interweebs, as Todd likes to say. Like, buying stuff.
Yeah, buying stuff.
That's interesting. She looks very similar.
All right. And that is the Shadowrun. Thanks very much for listening and watching. That is going to be us for now. But tune in for the next season of the next games. We're doing some Shadowrun and some other stuff. Don't forget to hit the follow button when you get all the updates. All right, thanks so much, and we will see you next Tuesday. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.